as he is spawning in the top left over here as the StarCraft 2 Terran, and GuMiho will be the one playing as the Brood War Terran on the bottom right side.
Okay. TVT, obviously, in both the StarCrafts, probably the most important unit is the tank.
Oh, yeah.
It should be noted, thank you for the gifted subs, Acer, appreciate you. It should be noted that StarCraft 1 tank is a little bit better than the StarCraft 2 tank. Although
Yes.
it does not start with siege mode, although that's not really a factor, I think, in TVT. Although, actually, maybe not.
Yeah.
Maybe a StarCraft 2 Terran could push a StarCraft
I
1
think,
Terran.
Yeah, you could probably find some kind of timing, I feel like, to abuse a little bit. But I think the bigger difference that was really obnoxious at first was the slightly larger range of StarCraft 1 tanks. But
Yeah.
they did actually, in the big patch notes, they did just change that. So it is actually less now. So the tank ranges are the same now. So that's a good thing here. So
yeah,
that
well,
way,
I think that's...
yeah,
you
so
have to have
yeah,
that.
so that way it's just not the StarCraft 1 Terran just getting tanks, and it's like, oh,
Yeah.
well, I just can never out siege a Terran that has longer range than I do.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely...
Wait, that's still higher?
Oh, is it still?
What?
Chat's correcting us.
So they put it down, but it's still half a range higher than StarCraft 2 tanks. StarCraft 2 tanks have 13 range. Brood War tanks just got nerfed to 13.5. I think they had 14 or 15 range before.
Wow.
That's still kind of crazy. Okay, well.
It would seem to me like you just want them to have the same range, but I don't...
Yeah, that's interesting. I'm curious on the reason for why we still have a slightly higher range.
So bio is basically not a thing for StarCraft 1 TVT. There's just no way to make it work because the mech units tank so well, and between spider mines blowing things up, vultures are fine against marines too, but specifically siege tanks with splash damage, it's just too devastating. But let's see if we have forced mech here from TY here or not. I mean, we know in StarCraft 2 it is completely acceptable to go for infantry with tanks.
Yes, it's definitely something that Brood War Terran can't really go for, so I'm imagining we're just going to be having the straight-up mech here for GuMiho. It's kind of interesting because, like, the way that Brood War Terran works, you don't need the supply depot to finish before you can make your barracks, so it actually means that you kind of can speed up the overall production of your build, the barracks and factory just finishing straight up earlier than TY because he has to wait for his supply depot to finish comparatively. So the way those build orders kind of line up is a little bit interesting. But TY, on the meantime, has been proxying a starport under all of our noses here. There is a single Marine actually going around to check for this.
Wait.
He's going underneath
Oh, no.
the actual spot. So will he actually end up going up onto that high ground is the question here. It's going to be a medevac for a Hellion drop. And that could definitely be pretty lethal. However, GuMiho going for a Wraith straight out with Cloak as well. So the Wraith actually, if it ends up catching... Oh my god, the Marine actually did move as well. So the Wraith could be very huge here because its anti-air is definitely much better than its ground. So it could be actually pretty good. I don't know if it can kill a medevac in time before it actually drops.
It's also pretty fast.
Yeah.
So he's going to boost that out. A tank is already rolling back into the main.
He's going to fake it. He's going to fake that the medevac is dropping and hopefully bring everything into the main base while the Hellions just go straight into the natural. We'll be able to get past that bunker, but one of the Hellions getting picked off pretty quickly. Those Marines in the bunker actually doing quite a lot of damage. And now the Hellions trying to do their best, but actually really doing absolutely nothing.
Yeah, that was so underwhelming.
That was terrible.
For an attack.
That did 0 damage.
It makes me happy to see this Wraith here. I don't think we gotten to see what the S-Evo Wraith looked like. I remember going to StarCraft 1 tournaments back when I was like, I don't know, 15 or 16, and you get to figure out who couldn't read by how they would say the names. Some people would call them like a Wrath, or some people would call them Archons, and you're like, oh
no.
All right, you're one of the dumb players. But
well, and then we had, of course, Artosis saying Zealots for however long in his life.
Oh, yeah. Oh, he was one of the ones that wasn't a reader, for sure.
Well, I mean, we already knew that as well. You can't even pronounce my own freaking username, so.
Was it GG
GGE Mini 19.
To be honest, when he read that, I read it as GGE Mini 2.
Oh, nice.
Like, I said, okay. And then he was like Gemini, and I go, oh. Oh.
And then you just jumped on it to make fun of him and take no blame whatsoever.
He did call Idra,
Yeah,
to which
yeah.
I just ended up calling him that because I was just with him all the time.
Yeah, that's true. He fooled all of us. No one knew for the longest time that it was actually Idra.
And then at one point in time, Idra went, "My name's Idra," and we were like, "Your fucking name's your name is not Idra. It's fucking Idra, man. What are you talking about?"
You're lying.
We're never gonna not call you that now. Now that you're mad at us about that.
Anyways, these Wraiths end up doing a pretty good amount of damage, getting 6 SCV kills in total, delaying the 3rd CC as well here, while GuMiho's is about to be finishing just a little ahead. Actually, pretty much equal, so he ended up evening up the CC timings there, so pretty nicely done here. The cloak also a bit unexpected here from TY, as he wasn't quite prepared to deal with that. Still, turrets not actually built here, so relying on scans this entire time to deal with them. The Cyclones have been able to push them off for now, but nothing in the main base except for that one missile turret, and these Wraiths move pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And we'll start to poke away at these SCVs now that there is more than just 2 of them. They will be able to deal some decent amount of damage, but a couple of tanks actually randomly getting killed off in the middle of the map here.
Now, Wraiths, they're
4
annoying.
tanks, actually.
But they don't do a lot of damage to ground. It would be huge if he could kill this Raven as it pops out. He's doing a good job keeping away from the turret. Do you know how many Wraith shots it takes to kill a Marine, by the way?
It looked like if they 4-shot it.
How tanky is a Raven? That was insane.
Dang, nice micro to be able to keep
like
that
12
alive.
hits.
Yeah, that was wild. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I saw the group of 4 Wraiths one-shot a Marine that popped out. I'm pretty sure that's what just happened, so... To answer your question, I think it's 4, but I could have been wrong. But yeah, it's going to be Bio as the follow-up for TY. I think the Wraiths have pretty much done what they've needed to do, and will now be running back home, and maybe we'll just do a little bit of poking here and there after the fact, but now that we've got a pretty decent Marine Ball coming out and the Cyclones, I don't think those are going to be any use in the actual armies. The problem here is that GuMiho kind of just lost those 4 random tanks. I didn't quite catch it on the screen just there, but 4 tanks got killed as he was trying to walk over into the 3rd base. And that's a pretty big detriment here, because now he's only got a couple here left, spread pretty thin. So perhaps there's some room here for TY to get some damage, especially because he should... Oh, no, he didn't actually research interference matrix, so he's not going to be able to disable those tanks. Never mind. Yeah,
interference matrix, obviously going to be ideal for causing otherwise impenetrable positions. You can just make them crumble. He backs up. GuMiho is taking a 4th base now. It's interesting to see that neither one really wants to be in the middle of the map for too long. A lot of times TVT, you're trying to set up somewhere and try to inhibit their ability to grow on the map. But right now, both players are basically sitting back and continuing to...
Oh my god, the floating E-base.
Oh my god. This looks so weird in StarCraft 2. This is insane.
What? This is cursed.
Okay, you know what bothers me about this is that his arms, it's like Superman, but he's flying the wrong way. His arms and legs are out like that.
Yeah.
Where if you look at a StarCraft 1 eBay, they're kind of splayed.
Oh
That's
my
little
god.
feet are.
That's the most cursed thing I've ever seen. Well, it's going to get killed off. Our eyes are going to be saved here, thank god. What's it going to look like when it dies? Okay, it just explodes randomly. Whatever. All right, well, no scouting information on the bottom side anymore for GuMiho. Going to have to move over his tanks. Getting a very fast 4th base comparatively to TY here. His is only just starting. So GuMiho might actually just skyrocket here in terms of the economy, because TY not really noticing that this 4th base has been taken so early.
Yeah, he does not know kind of where he is and where his opponent's at in this game. We've got some vultures out now. To be clear for everybody, in StarCraft 1, there's like a weird property with mines. They do not heal units. Sorry, they don't heal. They don't heal. That's right.
That's a great... wow, thanks for that, Taste.
They will only be set off by units that are on the ground. If you're hovering, it doesn't count. Big connects here. So that counts workers, other vultures, stuff like that. Archons, weirdly, don't set off mines.
Yeah, probes as well. Workers are the big thing. That is the problem with that. So you don't just lose a bunch of your workers to a couple mines getting laid, but the Marines will run into those. But thankfully, with that Raven out, it will actually make it so you can see them pretty easily and just kind of clear them up. You don't have to send scans everywhere all the time. We do have the Science Vessels being produced with the...
what? He's going to get a Radiate?
With the Radiate. Yeah, because of the Marines, man. Remember how crazy it was against Marines last time?
Yeah, no, I'm remembering this now.
It's
That's right.
insane.
Irradiate's actually 10 times better in the mod, for sure.
They did they did change some things with the Radiate in terms of like how much damage takes or something like that, and like the spread a little bit and whatnot. So I think I'm not sure if it's been overall nerf or what, but we also see the new Science Vessel mod, or whatever you call it, graphic model.
I like this a lot.
This looks really cool. And we also have the new Irradiate thing here as well. There we go. Getting off onto those. Does it? Wait, does it still
damage
connect?
Inside?
Yeah, I wonder. I can't really tell if they're losing their health inside or not, but picks away and runs away from that.
It's never even occurred to me to pick up a unit that's irradiated inside of a medevac.
Yeah, that's so. It doesn't feel like it would get rid of it.
I guess it probably doesn't cancel any. It doesn't cancel. I don't know why I can't talk today. I guess it probably doesn't cancel out the ability, but I guess if you put it in there, it probably doesn't damage what else is inside, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
Maybe.
I imagine that's the. Yeah, maybe you're right. Yeah, the spread, the actual AoE doesn't happen, but the individual unit might still take damage. Huge drop going off onto the right side here. This fourth base is a bit under threat here. He's even going into the natural. TY getting some decent damage over here, but he's losing his own fourth base to this massive mech army that he's actually loading up away from. And it's going to try to go for maybe a full-on base trade as everything is just rallying through the middle of the map. Is this the correct play? I mean, he can't really get a good engage onto this huge army, so I guess he's going to try to just pull the gun and just go for it as soon as possible.
He's going to try to pull the gun?
Did I say that? Is that did I say that? What is the phrase? Pull the trigger.
Pull the trigger?
Yeah.
Pull the rug out from under him?
He's going to pull the gun and throw it at his head. None of us can talk today.
I don't know what's going on with us right now.
Oh, well.
The natural's devastated, and there's no way to get anything out by foot from the main base. At the same time, the main over here for GuMiho is being dropped. There are Marauders, there are Marines. He's going to pick up and unload again, and there's actually reinforcements coming.
This is actually the main army that's been floating around these medevacs for the last, like, 45 seconds. He doesn't know where to go with these, which is kind of funny.
This is not clear who's going to take this, by the way.
Yeah, this is super
GuMiho
close.
is mining, and he does have stuff coming out of his factories, but these are StarCraft 2 medevacs. They can really heal very quickly. It's a bit of a grind to try to siege, unsiege these tanks. Obviously, the damage is devastating. He's got the Marines. He's going to come down here and try to fight him. The Liberators are going to come in. I don't see any anti-air.
Oh, the defense matrix going off onto that tank is actually going to keep it alive for a few more shots, but unfortunately the Liberators have no answer here. We'll be able to eventually kill those off. And a lot of units still alive in the main base of TY. GuMiho's army supply only at 30 here. He has a few scattered tanks and science vessels around the map here. What are these? A couple of mines even. Those are going to be pretty much useless in the actual engages. There's nothing going to actually walk by those right now. So it's really on TY here, or sorry, GuMiho to find all these bases and continue to deny them from mining, because he does have production. He has command centers around with SCVs still alive. So eventually he might be able to get a few more units out to actually defend against this. Goliaths even getting made out. This is the first time we've actually seen Goliaths in these matches as well.
Yeah.
Doing pretty decent against the bio. They're actually not dying that quick.
I mean, the Marauders are having no problems against him, I think.
Yeah, the Marines were getting kind of melted a little bit there. A couple of Irradiates getting thrown out by some of the science vessels.
TY is mining at his third? Is there stuff there? Okay, yeah, there's actually about to be a bunch of SCVs. Barracks have been totally remade. I'm sorry, those are factories totally remade at 6 o'clock.
Oh, these Theory Vikings are absolutely brutal right now. The science vessels are going to be under threat as well. The Vultures luckily will be able to spawn out just in time to be able to keep the SCVs alive at least, but now the science vessels, you definitely still want to keep those alive because you want to be able to get Radiates on top of the bio here because they're so good against the Marines, but he's got to be so careful with them because they're just so low. Oh, and they're just going to start to get picked off here. This is looking worse and worse for GuMiho.
For a split second, I thought that the science vessel was going to cast a turret on the ground, like a StarCraft. I was like,
like a Raven?
What is happening? Yeah, because I saw the little green highlight of it.
Funny.
Okay. The issue is going to be oh, that's going to be it. Never mind.
The issue is that he lost.
The issue is that he's dead. All right. TY wins.
Alrighty. Was that what team is he on? He's on the this is so hard to keep track of, dude. That was on Classic and Saxtree. Saxtree won against Yun, right? That was the Baneling?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, so that's the first time we're not getting an ace match. TY will send it away as the first best of 5 being taken by Team B.
Even though this was supposed to look staged.
Yeah.
We had to mix it up.
We had to, you got to keep you guys on your toes.
That's what happens in the writer's room. Keep you guys guessing.
We really never know what's going to happen.
You thought we were going to have a game 5 no matter what, but no.